Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. And so, with the Starry Winter Night campaign fully in swing at the moment, all the questions going on in both the global and the JP fanbase really are what is going to be coming next? What is going to happen in Dokkan Battle before the end of the year? Because we've had a very significant change this year to the release schedule, even though last year and the year before did differ slightly with the order of release of a Dokkan Fest exclusive TUR and then the actual Tanabata, like Dokkan Fest exclusive LR. They kind of switched places between 2021 and 2020. However, even though we switched back to the same order as 2020, where we got a Dokkan Fest in November and then the Tanabata LR in December, things have changed just a little bit. In fact, we didn't actually get the Tanabata LR in December. We got them at the very end of November. So this was, of course, the original banner release of the Vegeta and Trunks, which was on the 28th of November. And then we moved in a similar timeline to the previous year's celebrations, where it was essentially 1 week later on the 5th of December that this banner released, which every year follows the same pattern. It still has the Tanabata LR on it, but it also features the first return of the anniversary LRs. And this, of course, released on the 5th of December. So the day this video goes up, that's probably it's still just under a week ago that this banner released, right? So this banner usually has been referred to in the past in the global fan base as the Christmas banner because it has always released around that time. However, this year, 5th of December, obviously very, very early, right at the beginning of the month. And then, of course, that released at the same time as the Easy Ace for Rose and Vegito Blue. And as you can see, this is the news update that we're looking at here. All of this stuff that came out on the 5th, that is as far as this news update goes. So as far as part 1 of the celebration goes, everything has been announced and essentially has already been released. So depending on what is going to be announced officially, part 2 potentially could start on Monday, but of course we have no idea what exactly that is going to look like, because we can look at the celebration on JP, but of course, especially when these celebrations come out of order, that doesn't necessarily guarantee that that is how things are going to work. So if we take a look back at the previous year, so this was the same festival but last year. And this was the release of, we got a Divine Dragon Carnival, that was on the 14th of December. So in theory, that would be this upcoming week. But obviously the release schedule for this year was very different. This was the double rates Hidden God Goku banner. And if we look down the list, there's essentially nothing else that was released during this time period, until we go over to part 2 of this celebration. And now this is where that banner released. So last year it was called the Glittering Winter Night Festival. This is the banner that has the Tanabata LR, which was Tech Gogeta, and then the return of the anniversary LRs, Blue Evolution, Vegeta, and UI Goku. And this came out on the 23rd of December. So this in and of itself is like 2 weeks away, or just under 2 weeks away from this date, and we've already had this banner in the game for almost a week. So you can see the timescale not matching up at all. I mean, the part 1 double rates LR banner, again, this is what, a few days away from now. So in theory, this is where we could see the release of the LR Zamasu banner, if they want to keep that as, you know, tied to the Vegeta and Trunks celebration. Hopefully they do. Obviously that's a very good addition, especially if it comes along with the EZA for the Tech Goku Black and Zamasu as well. But you can see here we are all out of line with the timings. And if we go back to the year before, and of course my mouse has just died mid-recording, so let's plug that in. Good old wireless mouse. Hello. There we go. All right, so this is the one from the year before, and this is the more of a similar schedule to what we're on now, because this year was when the Tanabata LR released during December, as opposed to last year when it came out early. So here we go. Here's the Divine Dragon Carnival banner again, 14th of December, which is that exactly the same as this one? Yeah, it is. So they dropped on the same day, both years in a row. And then if we look down the rest of part 1 for last year's celebration, there was essentially no other banner. And then if we go on to part 2, this is again the release of the Christmas banner on the 24th, which is it the 24th again? Yeah, 23rd, so give or take a day. So the last 2 years, the Divine Dragon Carnival and then the Christmas banner have followed the exact same order. So you could speculate based on these dates that we are still going to get this Divine Dragon Carnival banner sometime soon. Hopefully we'll see an official announcement in the news for what is going on with part 2. Potentially we could see that as early as Sunday night or Monday, but this banner could be releasing within the next week. Hopefully they, if they are following this same format, hopefully we go by the previous year, as in last year, and actually get like this same, you know, an LR that JP already got, which obviously will be Zamasu. Whereas during this celebration, this was released on both versions at the same time. So Gohan came out on JP and Global at the same time at the end of 2020. So you can kind of see if we follow the timeline of this celebration, we've already got this banner. That already came out at the beginning of the month. There's still a time slot free kind of in the middle of the month for the release of an LR banner, whether they make it the Divine Carnival or not. But then that leaves us with the whole of the rest of December left to go. So I brought up the actual timeline because it's kind of easier to see. Starting from December last year, we got the release of a Dokkan Fest. Then we got the Divine Carnival, and then obviously it doesn't show it on here, but we got the Starry Night banner because obviously there's no new units on it. And then of course the year before that, we got the release of the Tanabata LR. This is essentially the time slot that Vegeta and Trunks should have been in, but this moved up a week early, and then this is where they dropped the Starry Night banner. So then obviously we had the Carnival halfway through the month, like I said, and then on the 24th, again, it won't show here, but this is where we got that big Starry Night banner. So we are essentially moving into this time period where we're expecting the LR banner, but we have nothing to fill out the rest of the month after that. So that is where the big speculation of what is going to be coming next is essentially coming into play. And the big speculation is obviously more superhero stuff. We got the thing in the news about new content coming in December. A lot of people are assuming that now that just refers to burst mode, which of course is coming out within the next few days. I don't know if have they done that in the past, where when they do a producer letter, if it's something that's already out on JP, do they hype it up as new content? Because obviously in previous producer letters, they acknowledge the existence of the JP version. So I'm not sure whether they have referred to it like that before, because that could still be something completely different, which again could refer to superhero stuff. But the main thing is, with all of this stuff coming so early, and the fact that this banner is essentially, like I say, aside from the potential LR banner, this is the last big banner of the year, usually for Global, until we get to that big New Year step-up banner. And this banner has already been out in the game for a week. So, aside from the potential Carnival banner, that leaves the whole of the rest of the month completely open. And JP is in almost exactly the same spot. Like, if JP gets a Part 2 LR released for Yamcha, then potentially that same time is when Global could see an LR banner for Zamasu, which could actually just be a normal yellow coin LR banner as opposed to being a Carnival banner. And then both versions at the same time could get a Rising or Divine Dragon Carnival around the date when this banner should normally have released, which again is around Christmas Eve. And then that would be insane hype, right? Everybody's been speculating anything and everything from between them finally dropping Beast Gohan as like a Carnival LR. Obviously, JP always gets a dual Dokkan Fest for New Year's, which of course Global then has to wait some time to get. One speculation that I've seen that would be pretty crazy is a same time Carnival LR banner for Beast Gohan, and then we get a New Year Dual Dokkan Fest that is Cell Max and Orange Piccolo, and all of that stuff drops on both versions at the same time, which is pretty crazy. It obviously means the end of the year stays very, very busy for Global in terms of not just like content overall, but in terms of banners to summon on. So definitely a risky time to be a free-to-play player, but obviously there are potentially big things coming. And the key point to take away is this is the first time they've ever shuffled up all of this December content to being so early in the month for Global. So it almost, I would say, almost guarantees that something special is going to happen before the end of December, because otherwise why would they shuffle all of the content that is usually the Christmas stuff up until the beginning of the month, and then leave that whole part of the end of December open? Because remember, if you're a JP player, it's, you know, probably a super hype outcome for you. But the reason I want it to be superhero stuff is because if superhero ends up being new anniversary, then Global has to wait until July to get that, which by the time that comes out, the movie will have already been out for like a year in Japan. So that would be horrendous having to wait that long for the Global player base. So hopefully whatever is coming for the end of December, I am hoping that it is superhero related and that it's on both versions at the same time. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What do you think it's going to be? What would you like to see? Let me know all of your thoughts down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.